Hey everyone, it's Rose Crystal, and I'm back on the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney video. Last time we took on the Day 2 investigation, and now a lot of things went down in the investigation, but nothing as important as the Day 2 trial. So without further ado, we're going to Day 3 trial, pardon me. Day 3 trial, and we're going to take on the final trial to save Edgeworth once and for all. Without any further ado, let's begin. December 27th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Let's do this, boys. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Yeah, you don't even need to tell them that anymore. Who's the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statement, so... Oh, there it is. Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. And? What does that matter? Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Ah, must you question everything? Yes, the judge. It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Oh yeah, him. Witness, state your profession. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gordvig. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection, boy. We need to know who you are. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Ah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. I'm not really sure, yup. What do you mean? My, memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? But the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? The night of the murder. Here we go. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yup. I was in the restaurant, where I, rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating in the lake. And then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks on my window. Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Of course he is. No, we need to do our job, Von Karma. There is nothing to question my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now. Yes, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine, obviously. It's our job. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. Ah! Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma. 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well, then let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay, Von Karma, obviously you are hiding something, so please stop interrupting us and let us do our job. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. Gotta hold everything. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Sure. Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today. I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right? Wake up, we're in a courtroom. Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yup. You see? Continue. I was in the restaurant, where I, rent boats, as usual. Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough. Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith? The prosecution can concede that we cannot prove the witnesses was in the shop. So let me just check something real fast. Yep, we're good so far. Witness, please continue. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked, oh shoot, wait. Let me just press everything. Then I heard a bang. And where did this bang seem to come from? A gun, obviously. From the lake, I figure. Or the lake. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Oh, there you go. Was there someone in the boats? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there, yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep, at the time, that is. At the time? Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. And that's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks on the window. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog is pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Wait, what? You never told us this. Are you sure? Oh. Dad! Yeah, that's to get his attention. Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by, too. Alright, let me just save really fast. So, hey, I gotta be certain. So, backspace again. And this is new information. Witness, are you sure the person you saw is Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Whoa! This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick, or this trial is going to be over. Raise an objection. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. Then why were they on the gun? You're ignoring the truth in the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise another objection. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth says I can't believe he's dead, but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough! The witness may leave the stand. Oh, and he's sleeping. Someone get him off the stand. Of course, there's no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for any more time to decide the case against the defendants. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Oh wait, that was the game over! So I can't raise an objection. The accused will surrender to the court immediately. To be held pending trial at higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. Court is adjourned. Wait. What? Wait! Wait, it was not a game over? Who was that just now? Me! Huh? What? Larry, what the frick? What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. Order. What is the meaning of this? verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot. That night, I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something was said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. They'll testify. Let me testify. Finally, someone on our side. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. Okay, and also, I want to keep saving when this stuff happens, because you can't be certain about this. And let me check the recording time again, and we're good. Let's go. She's right, and the reason I keep checking that stuff is because I'm using a new recording mode, and this is my first time using it. If only it wasn't Larry. He couldn't make things even worse. Mr. Edwards was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it's our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. All court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent inaccurate verdicts. In order to make sure there are no mistakes made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Yes! Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Whoa! Okay! I legit thought that was a game over for a minute, and then suddenly, Larry just steps in. That was way too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry's at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth? Huh? Did you say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. Yeah, it's about time we get the answer to that. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. What? Are you kidding me? I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma's only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials. Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the courts. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. Let's just hope he can help us, because recalling my first trial with him, it didn't go so well, but at the same time, it was just based on pure luck. Let's hope he can help us this time around. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but this is your last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Alright, before we listen to that testimony once again, I'm going to save. Because if I do end up losing here, I want somewhere to restart from. Regardless of how far. That night, I was out in the boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slid the boat back into the rental shop deck. And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright may be beginning cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he was going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. That is very true. That night, I was out in a boat in the lake. And why were you? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time is it? Was it? I was after 11 when I went on the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was cleared, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? I was looking for something, and I, found it. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it that you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this 40. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. And nobody saw you? I don't know what time was that. Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12. Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. Where did this sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. That also has holes in it, because there was a boat. Wasn't there a boat in the lake? Larry, come on, man! Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts? Whoa, everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was really foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of his case! So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? But I guess I should just start with working on the contradictions. Sorry, I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. That night, I was out on the boat on the lake. Heard the single gunshot, I went home. If you know that, but then, you said you heard one gunshot. But a certain witness's testimony says she heard 2 gunshots after midnight. Objection! Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please! Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts? What? You only heard 1 gunshot? Are you sure? Well, I'll tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure? How can you not be so sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? Dude, you're supposed to be a witness to the murder! Not listening to music? Order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That's a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should we continue his testimony? Continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than the lawyer doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and make sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Alright, once again, where is the options key? And we're doing good so far, that's good. So, let's just continue this. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like, but I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard is probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Nope. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talked to sing songs, so you could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. What about your girlfriend, fiancé? So you turned on the radio. Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like being out there alone on Christmas Eve alone. I shouldn't have said anything. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? And why were you doing that? Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio, that's all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was the radio set to that night? I was listening to it real booming loud, like... Real booming loud. Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on. Yup. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. But I'm sure I heard the gunshot. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. But I remember that the moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? And why's that? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. What'd he say? What did she say? Or she? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Montgomery has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. What if it's important? We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy whoa, okay. Maybe Von Converse, I'm not sure how to help this at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there's one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until he gets to the bottom of what happens. So... So he's listening to it real booming loud. Wait, if he's doing it to real booming loud, wouldn't he have heard the gun go off 3 times? That actually doesn't make sense now that I say that. Ah. Whoops, didn't go so well. Okay. But I'm sure I heard the gunshot. Remember exactly what DJ saying, and I heard it too. Okay, let's press this again. Are you sure? What actually happens? And loud, but I'm sure I heard the gunshot. Wait, what about Lotta's camera when it's a loud noise detector? But this is Larry, I'm not... Don't have anything to do with DL6 just yet. And the bullet, I don't see that's helpful. Alright, I'm gonna just take a guess here. Objection! No, that doesn't win you any points. I'm sure I heard the gunshot. Wait, the lake photo. Wasn't that taken automatically at 12:25? And he said, hey, it's almost Christmas? Objection! Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with that face? You look scary, dude. I'm an attorney, man. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas, when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes, but he should have heard the gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable evidence of this fact. Let's see what the time was when the photo taken when the gun triggered Mr. Tart's camera. 12:25:15. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard the gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Buff's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's wrong. Well, I guess it had to have been Larry's mistake. Ha! Very well. What? I come up here, I give you riveting testimony, and you laugh it off as some kind of mistake? What about me? How can you call yourself a friend, Nick? How? Get used to disappointment. Wait, what? Well, Mr. Wright, what did you think of this? Oh my god, wait, that was wrong? That was wrong? Whoops, Larry's right, actually. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Wait. After midnight. Well, this autopsy report explains it. Take that! I have a favorite saying. I'd like to share it with the court. Youth and stupidity go hand in hand. Get rid of both and I'll light assume this rubbish you call evidence. In other words, I picked the wrong evidence to show him. I can tell you from your face you haven't learned your lesson. Very well, try again. Show us your evidence. Show me evidence that there was gunshot. Oh, okay. There was an evidence before midnight, 12:24, second lake photo. It shows an empty lake. At least I'm not losing health, right? That's the good part. This empty lake photo. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lockhart, with an automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was said to go off in response to loud noises. Ah! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that this is the case. Then, where does this leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It's the fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera said to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot, while the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose is clear that night, man, clear! Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. Well, it was a pistol because it was fired 3 times, right? And it was her disposition sounds 2 shots after midnight, correct? The gun was fired 3 times. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was a shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! That makes sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If it's true, then there are 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another after 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Huh? What's wrong, Nick? I have it! Huh? Remember the case with Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same ideas as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes. If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edward's guilty verdict. I got a hunch. I'm going to run it with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. Well, I'm gonna save again really fast. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now is clear of this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Nope. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. That was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on the boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of that shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be other than the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed 25 minutes before the shot in the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could have been innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. The murderer and Hammond. It was the murderer and Robert Hammond. What are you saying? That contradicts what you just told the court. You said that Robert Hammond had been killed 25 minutes before this gunshot. Yes, that's right. Also, might I mention, the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth, has admitted to being on that boat. Right, crash and burn. Mr. Wright, your client's already been declared guilty once. I'm going to have to penalize you for this foolishness. Aw, crap. Bah, I'll ask you again. Edgeworth and Hammond, I guess. Robert Hammond. Yes, I believe you are mad. That is exactly what I've been telling the court this whole time. You're agreeing with me, and yet, what did you just say? That Robert Hammond had been killed 25 minutes before the shot on the boat? Yes, that's what I said. I was just testing you, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, your client has already been declared guilty once. Wait, what? That was wrong? I'll ask you again. Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guys of Mr. Hammond had met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right. It's... I don't know, actually. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time. I don't know, because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats in the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on a boat? What? Well then where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. It took place right here in the shop. That's where he was, right? Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he can meet the victim at any one scene. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out in the lake on a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns to the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Exactly. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. Whoa. And shot him. That was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. And he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out in the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The boat shop caretaker, again. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both Miss Edgeworth, on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details, details! Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Mr. Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and fires again. Then, he jumps off the boat to look like he fell into the boat, from the boat, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. There's someone looking from the edge of the lake. It would appear that one of the men on the boat had just shot the other. The murderer didn't know about that automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once he realized that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake, to make it look like Edgeworth shot him. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired the night on Gourd Lake. Got any evidence for me? Objections, maybe? Bailiff! Bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly! There we go. We're finally getting somewhere. I just wish I wasn't on one strike, you know? Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. This is the first time we see him on the stand officially. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said is mostly correct. Astonishing so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. That letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop at the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry. I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. Asking you to remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. That's not good. Mr. Von Cartwright, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is the boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want him to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Oh, boy. December 27th, 1:22 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Hey, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least he got out from under the guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sift through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's on us trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth. Did you say him at something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right? There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. Wait, what? A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Wait, what? Edgeworth, we're trying to save you and you bring this up all of a sudden? Okay, we're gonna end the episode here, but if you guys want to see the next episode as soon as possible, please give this video a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!